Today, we're diving into an ancient story that, honestly, feels like it could be a modern-day drama. It's a tale of love, of hard labor, and a really shocking family contract that sparked a lifetime of conflict.
So let me ask you this. Just imagine working for 7 straight years for the person you want to marry, only to get completely duped on your wedding night. And look, this isn't just some hypothetical question. This was the unbelievable reality for a man named Jacob, whose life got turned completely upside down by one single act of deception.
All right, so our story kicks off at a simple well in a foreign land. Jacob is on the run, he's a traveler, and he has absolutely no idea that this one chance meeting is going to define the next 20 years of his life and honestly, the entire future of his family. He sees this shepherdess, her name is Rachel, and wow, it's instant. Love at first sight. And in this grand gesture, he single-handedly rolls away this massive stone from the well, a stone that was meant for multiple men to move, just so he can water her flock. He's so overwhelmed with emotion that he kisses her, starts weeping, and reveals they're actually related. It's just an explosive, unforgettable first meeting. Now, what's so fascinating here is how the text immediately sets up the dynamic. See, Rachel has an older sister, Leah, and while Leah is described as pretty, Rachel gets called beautiful and well-favored. And that's not just a minor detail, okay? This distinction is the absolute key to understanding why Jacob becomes so laser-focused on her.
So Jacob ends up working for his uncle, Laban, for about a month, and he proves he's a hard worker. Laban sees his value and says, "Hey, you shouldn't be working for nothing. Name your price." And you better believe this is the moment Jacob has been waiting for. And his request? It's going to be anything but ordinary. And there it is, his absolutely staggering offer. He doesn't ask for money, he doesn't ask for livestock, he asks for Rachel. He basically proposes a 7-year labor contract. He's trading a massive chunk of his life for the woman he loves. That is a monumental price to pay. 7 years. I mean, let that sink in for a second. That's a huge portion of a young man's life. It's an almost unbelievable commitment, and it just goes to show how completely all-consuming his love for Rachel really is. But here's the incredible part. The story says that for Jacob, those 7 years just flew by. His love for Rachel was so powerful that this enormous period of hard labor felt like just a few days. He was completely dialed in on the prize at the end. All right, so flash forward. The 7 years are finally over. Jacob goes to Laban and says, "My time is up. Give me my wife." A huge wedding feast is thrown. Jacob is thinking, this is it. I'm finally getting my reward. But Laban has other plans. So how does this deception even happen? It basically unfolds in 4 acts. First, you have the big public wedding feast, this whole celebration that's built on a complete lie. Then, under the cover of darkness, Laban commits the ultimate betrayal. He brings Leah to Jacob's tent instead of Rachel. The truth only comes out in the morning, and you can bet it leads to an immediate, furious confrontation. You can just feel the raw betrayal in his voice. He held up his end of the bargain for 7 long years, and now he realizes he's been totally played. He immediately confronts his uncle, his new father-in-law, and accuses him of trickery. So what's Laban's excuse for this incredible betrayal? Oh, it's a real doozy. He claims it's just custom, that in their country, you just don't marry off the younger daughter before the firstborn. A rule he somehow, very conveniently, forgot to mention at any point during the last 7 years. So Jacob is completely trapped. I mean, he's already married to Leah. What can he do? Laban knows he has all the power here, and so he proposes a new, even harsher deal. Here's the new deal Laban puts on the table. First, Jacob has to complete the traditional week-long honeymoon with Leah. Then, and only then, will Laban also give him Rachel to marry. But there's a huge condition. He has to work for another 7 years. And there you have it. The final cost for Jacob's love for Rachel wasn't 7 years, but 14. A staggering price to pay, all because of his father-in-law's deception. And what choice does he have? He agrees. So now he has 2 wives, who are also sisters. And this whole arrangement, which was born from a lie, immediately creates a household just simmering with rivalry and heartache. And this is where the story gets a really painful, ironic twist. It's no secret that Jacob loves Rachel more, and Leah feels this rejection deeply. The text even says she was hated. But in a turn of fate, it's Leah, the unloved wife, who was fertile. while Rachel, the beloved wife, is barren.
When you look at this, it's just heartbreaking. It's like a roadmap of Leah's emotional state. In this culture, having children was everything for a woman's status. For Leah, each son's name is a desperate cry for her husband's love. With her first, Reuben, she hopes Jacob will finally see her affliction. With Simeon, she says God has heard that she is hated. By her third son, Levi, she's practically begging, hoping this time my husband will be joined to me.
But here's the tragic part. Even after 4 sons and 4 desperate hopes tied to their names, nothing changes. The core of their family dynamic remains the same. Jacob's unwavering love for Rachel, Leah's strategy to win her husband's heart through children, it just doesn't work.
And this leaves us with this one big unsettling question, doesn't it? Laban's deception wasn't just a one-off trick. It was the poisoned foundation on which this entire family was built. It really makes you wonder, when a family begins with a lie like that, what can ever be truly built on top of it?